In the 10 years between 1904 and 1914, Spain's economy was in trouble, and many people went hungry. At the same time, plantation owners from places as diverse as Argentina, Brazil, and Hawaii were looking for workers, thousands upon thousands of workers. The result was a little-known emigration in which huge numbers of Spanish country folk left their homeland and, bound by labor contracts they had signed, crossed the ocean in search of a better life. Our story will be about those who boarded ships in Gibraltar to come to Hawaii, and our star will be one of the actual immigrants, 98 years old when we interviewed him.
What town were you born in?
Tesorillo, San Martin, in Spain, but close to Gibraltar. During the immigration, they were looking for people to work in the cane field. They were taking 3-year contract. They said, all right, you go to Lahaina, Maui, my family. You go to Hilo. You go to Kauai. See? They scatter them all around. We were lucky, we got in Lahaina, see? Like Maui. But in Maui, when I was small, I was about 11, 12 years old, and they gave to the Filipinos and the Chinese and the Japanese cane knives about that long, and the blade about that big, and they give them a file. And every time they get dull, sharpen it up, and then when they bring that blade about that much, they take it away from them, and then they give a new blade. And the other blade went out, they gave it to the kids. That's the honest to God truth. Tell why you go. We need cane tuck to plant. Then Harry on there, he's a big Hawaiian. He said, all right, he looked around. If the cane is not too tall, he said, all right, 5 sacks, pauhana.
Who did you watch in Hawaii?
The Filipinos and the Japanese, when they're in the Hainer, used to make nets there.
They had planned to come back, work in Hawaii, and come back home to Spain to join their family and live a good life. But they kept hearing about California. They kept hearing lots of land, lots of water, rolling hills.
But in common San Francisco, and you couldn't get a job in the winter months. And then we come out there working to pick up prunes and different things, plant tomatoes.
They were farmers, so they were going to go to the farming country. Placer County, Stanislaus County, Yolo County, Amador County, where they became either farmers or sheep herders or people who worked in canneries.
Oakley was given a special name.
Spanish town. That's what they called it. There's many Spanish people living in Oakley.
The only way that the Spaniards got along is after their children went to school, they would take you and you would interpret for them. My mother learned a little bit, and she got by after about 20 years over there or more. She finally learned how to say words that she wouldn't say them right, but they would understand what she was saying. And she baked bread at home. My grandfather made an oven when we arrived there in 1920, which we still have, to bake bread in. She baked every week. She had a big wash tub, and she put the flour in there that night before, and she would knead it, and the next day she would make the loaves of bread, and we carried outside to the oven. And she bought sugar by the 100 pounds, garbanzos by 100 pounds, and the potatoes. They would go out in the islands and buy 3 or 4 sacks of potatoes and spread them out down in the basement. And then every winter she butchered and made sausages, and then she would put some of the meat in adobo, what she called adobo, and then she would, the fat, she would salt pork it and put it down in the basement in crocks, and then when she needed salt pork, she'd just go down there and get a piece.